I wrote his name on everything. My homework, my clothes, my peachy folder. I even wrote his name on my money. American currency in the hands of a 16-year-old Martin Matamoros was instantly inscribed with two first names, that of George and that of Michael, claimed by themselves, yes, but merged them together, and they transformed into the almighty moniker George Michael, the most beautifulest, Britishest, pop-singing, feather-haired sensation ever known to man. And anyone who dared disagree was instructed to eat a bag of dicks. Which, depending on who you asked, wasn't such a bad thing. I did not know when I walked into that fated 7-Eleven on the corner of Maryland Parkway in my hometown of Las Vegas. I did not know that my life was going to change forever. How could I? I just remember paying for my Slurpee, and when the cashier handed me my change, I froze. One of the ones was a 1. A George. No, not Washington. No, please. Michael. One of the ones had George Michael written on it. It was one of mine. And on this particular one, I had also drawn an earring, sunglasses, and a stubble over the president's face. You know, writing on money is against the law, the cashier barked at me. I would gladly go to jail for Georgie, thank you. I said as I slurped my Slurpee. I would gladly go to jail for Georgie. I couldn't stop looking at my George Michael dollar. I mean, what are the chances of this dollar coming back to me? I read the phrase, "In God we trust," and for the first time in my life, I felt the presence of the Holy Spirit. God was trying to tell me something. Martin, 'tis thy duty to witness George Michael live in concert. Oh my God, God. Oh my God, God, yes, you are right. God, I hear you loud and clear. God, but how? God, how? Georgie is currently in litigation with his record label, Sony. He legally cannot tour right now. God, can you hear me? God hung up on me. A month passed, and when you're a teenager, a month feels like a year. Honestly, I started to question the Holy Spirit. That is until I received a phone call from my girlfriend. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I was like totally straight back then. It was a perfect relationship. We talked about George Michael, we feathered each other's hair, and we never had sex. Martin, oh my God, Martin, I hope you're sitting down for this. Georgie is going on tour. No effing way! Oh dear God, I promise from now on I will totally have faith. But Martin, listen to me, Martin, he's not coming here. Georgie's not coming to Las Vegas. My mother does not speak English. My mother is a fair-skinned Cubana. People always assumed my mother was white. Strangers would talk to her in English, and she would simply smile and nod politely. Inevitably, after a long, awkward pause, she would turn to me and say, "Martin, coño, ¿qué dicen?" Martin, what are they saying? I spent my childhood as my mother's translator. I was her link to the outside world, and perhaps as a result she became extremely possessive of me. I was not allowed outside. I was not allowed to skate, swim, or ride a bicycle. I tell you this because I want to convey how unlikely my dream of seeing George Michael in concert really was. Mommy, George Michael is doing a show, and I totally want to go. Eh? Yo, Michael. Oh, I love you, man. I know, I love George Michael too. He's like amazing. But the show is kind of like, it's kind of like in California. There was silence. Then my mom said, it's in California, but you wouldn't have to spend any money. I saved enough for a bus ride and a concert ticket. No. Aww. Mom, please, I never asked for anything. I'm not allowed to go outside, please. No. No, no, y no. You can't keep me prisoner in this stupid-ass house forever. I'm gonna go see Georgie whether you like it or not. God wants me to. God spoke through me. God was inside of me. I ran to my room, slammed my door, and blasted freedom. Freedom! You gotta give for what you take! I don't know what got into me. I never talked back, but honey, child, no one was getting between me and my motherfucking man, okay? Not even Mama. A few hours later, a miracle happened. Mama entered my room and said, Martincito. Okay. You can see your Michael, pero me too. Okay. Claro, I'm gonna see your Michael. Oh my God, thank you. As the concert date grew closer, my obsession escalated. I would call Ticketmaster every day just to ask random questions about my seat. So like, how close am I to Georgie? With only 3 days before the concert, I called Ticketmaster once again to ask if my seat was near the air conditioner because I didn't want George seeing me sweat. I'm sorry, the Ticketmaster person said. Your tickets have been cancelled. No, there must be some kind of mistake. I called yesterday. No mistake. Your tickets were cancelled this morning. I gently hung up my Garfield phone. Then finally threw it against the wall. I marched my little butt over to my mom's room. So when were you planning on telling me that you canceled the tickets? She said nothing. I hate you, bitch. I ran to my room. I locked the door and suddenly my dad banged on my door. Martin, go away! Martin, open this door now! Now! I hate you! I hate all of you! I want to kill myself. I took the Garfield phone cord and put it around my neck. Martin, listen to me. I will take you to the show. I opened my door slowly. Really? I swear to God, Martin, I will take you to see Jorge Miguel. And he did. We sat together in the nosebleeds, and my dad watched his only son jump up and scream like a tiny woman. I love you, George! I want your sex! I want your sex! I wish that experience had brought us closer together, but it actually pushed the family further apart. A few months after the concert, my parents kicked me out of the house, and not long after I moved to Los Angeles, I almost never speak to them. Listen, I was a confused gay teenager searching for a role model, and George Michael seemed the perfect candidate. He was talented, handsome, white, perfect. But as time passed, my perfect idol started to come undone. He was arrested for exposing himself to an officer in a bathroom. The media then outed him as homosexual, which of course ruined his career. A few years later, he crashed his car into a storefront window. And later on, he was arrested once again for having sex in a public bathroom again. During his final tour, he announced his breakup with his boyfriend of 13 years. Then he had to cancel the rest of his tour after being hospitalized with pneumonia and going into a coma. When he awoke, he developed something called foreign accent syndrome. Foreign accent syndrome is a rare medical condition in which the patient starts to talk in a country-western accent. I'm not kidding, it's a real thing. He then ended up hospitalized after falling out of his moving car on the freeway. Imagine being so fucked up that in the middle of driving you just fall out of your car. I was like, girl, pull it together, girl. You are George fucking Michael. You wrote Wake Me Up Before You Go. Please, wake up before you go. Christmas morning, 2016. George Michael, my teen dream, was found dead and alone in his home, age 55. Last Christmas was his last Christmas. George was never perfect. My parents, far from perfect. God, perfectly imperfect. There's only one hero left for me. Me. And while at times me doesn't seem like much, honey child, it's all I ask.